Okay, let me break it down for you.
Judgment, prejudice, bias, it all still exists.
If I want to take this huge, overwhelming problem, I have to start with myself.
Finally clicked for me.
Compassion is a necessity.
Woo! You guys are making me so nervous. Whew. This story is set in a world much like Earth. Humans inhabit the landscapes, broken up into 5 continents. A single island sits in the middle and acts as a neutral territory where leaders can discuss world matters without fear of attack or interruption. The time has come where each leader has chosen a new successor to ascend the throne. A single teenager from each of the kingdoms has been selected. A strong, identifying quality has been seen within each of the chosen that will help guide them as they learn to rule entire civilizations. 5 new faces have accepted the position and will be traveling across their diverse lands to reach the island of Elab. There, they will meet for the first time, to become acquainted with their neighbors, and to discuss their country's futures. A journey can mean many things. According to Mr. Woods, some English teacher on the internet, there are 3 main types that we can go on. The first is a physical journey. These usually involve different types of obstacles or movement to new places. They allow a person to challenge themselves physically, intellectually, and emotionally. Then there are the inner journeys that focus on the mind and spirit. These allow a person to challenge themselves and explore their self. They allow for growth and development. Then there are the imaginative journeys. These journeys take us into worlds of imagination, speculation, and inspiration. That is what I set out to from my greenstone, to mix a few different sides of a journey in order to push my practical skills in photography, but to also challenge my conceptual ideas and planning behind each photo shoot. I may have set out on this journey a little bit later than Leslie would have liked, which meant begging people to skip a Wednesday or miss out on a day of their weekend to travel to wild and magical places together. Or having me push them to their limit by making them stand a tiny bit closer to the edge, promising that they wouldn't fall. Probably. But as many photographers have said before, try and hold still just a little bit longer, I've nearly got the shot, just one more. They obviously hadn't scaled slippery walls of rock and slime to take photos on the edge of a waterfall. So I set off on this journey and ended up in another world. After a bit of searching, I realized that whatever I wanted was not necessarily on Earth, and decided to create my own planet, Indidris. It is a planet much smaller than Earth, about the size of Mercury, with 5 continents that have similar landscapes to our own home, and an island in the middle. It has a population of 7 million inhabitants that are divided up into the 5 kingdoms. The island acts as neutral territory where leaders can discuss world matters peacefully. Keep in mind, this world is set back a few years, where there is advancement in areas other than technology. I decided to create a set of characters that would give people an in-depth look into their countries and them as individuals. Each character is inspired by aspects of civilizations on Earth, as well as colors. I decided to focus on the younger population, as I felt there was more flexibility for character development and storyline. I'm introducing each character's photographs as though I was shadowing their own journeys as they travel for the first time across the lands that they will be ruling. Each country is inspired by aspects of civilizations on Earth, as well as colors. I decided to give each kingdom one or two representing colors that they identified with. But not just the colors themselves. Many years ago, there was a choosing ceremony where each of the 5 kingdoms decided to embody colors they thought best represented their people. But not just the colors themselves, but the emotions and feelings connected and associated with them. The first was red. Strength, power, passion, confidence. Red represents a race of strong-willed individuals, people who are full of courage and are not afraid to fight for what they love and believe in. It is one of the most hard-willed kingdoms. They chose red because they believed in the energy and dominance of the color. This is Ina. Her name means fiery or passionate in Celtic. She is the next leader of the Red Empire and plans to unite her people into a solid foundation of power. I was inspired by aspects of Vikings, specifically the attitudes of the people and the clothing and landscapes. These photos were taken at Tegunungan Waterfall. Then was gold and brown, wisdom, wealth, stability, reliability. Gold stands for a race of deep thinkers. They are truly in touch with the landscape around them and have in-depth knowledge in how to use it to their advantage, medically or defensively. Gold was chosen to signify the ingenuity of their race, as well as the prosperity of their people. This is Jaksana. In Sundanese, his name means wiser. His main goal is to access the geothermal energy within his lands and use it to transition his people and colors all around the world into the next stages of technology. I was inspired by shamans in Indonesia, specifically looking at Papua and Borneo. These photos were taken in the lava fields next to Mount Batur. After was white. Peace, purity, simplicity, kindness. White represents a race of calm dreamers. They are most at home surrounded by wildlife and watch animals to gain a larger understanding of the life around them. White was chosen to signify the prosperity of their people. White was chosen to signify the people who live there. They embody kindness and believe in a tranquil way of life. Their aim is to broaden the perspectives of people all around the world. Munsi is dedicated on uniting the 5 continents even more and weaving a bond between the colors that will help anyone in need. Her name means light in Tairona, an Amazonian language. One of the Tairona communities that I looked at is called the Kogi tribe, and they were all white. They lived surrounded and in touch with nature, much like Munsi and her people. These photos were taken in Monkey Forest in Ubud. Then was blue. Expressive, truthful, confident, dependable. Blue is a seafaring nation that choose to worship the power of the ocean. They enjoy the company of other kingdoms and are always interested in learning about the other colors. They believe in earning the respect of people, but can sometimes be a bit too helpful. This is Alethis. In Greek, his name means truthful or genuine. He plans to re-establish a trading route across all of the kingdoms that is stronger and more efficient than ever before. I looked at an ancient maritime nation called the Phoenicia, a civilization that lay along the coast of the Mediterranean Sea. I also researched famous pirates like Blackbeard and Anne Bonny. These photos were taken along the black sand beaches in Canggu. And lastly, there was black and silver. Royalty, magic, mystery, ambition. Two colors that complement and highlight the beauty in each other. In the capital of Annai, the people focus on nurturing everyone's sense of wonder and curiosity. Silver was chosen for the elusive nature of the race and their charm and innate need to explore. Wai Yi is the youngest out of the chosen, but has just as large dreams for her people. Her name means wonder in Chinese. She is full of amazement and happiness after crossing her lands and plans to incorporate many of the natural structures seen on her journey into buildings in cities that will encourage creativity and learning. These photos were taken near the famous Tagalalang rice paddy terraces. So now you know the characters. You know their people, and you know their hopes for the future. Each one went on their own variation of a physical journey, an inner journey, an imaginative journey. Everything they had learned about themselves and their surroundings improved who they were as people. They all went on to achieve their goals. By going on this journey and having to think imaginatively in order to grow, I've learned so much about the challenges of working on a project so large and the importance of using creativity in not only art, but your everyday life. I got to travel all across Bali, and on every single shoot, I saw something different and beautiful that made me love my surroundings. I was able to forge connections to places that changed my perspective and made me view things in a different light. I may have had quite a bit of adventure at times, but every scrape and bruise was completely worth it. I can't stress enough the importance of going on these personal journeys and how much they teach you about yourself. So I went off and created my own world. I discovered such amazing places by just harnessing that intention of finding wild and magical spots and taking a chance. I didn't actually know if I'd find the right setting for each photo shoot, but it all worked out. Everywhere I went was here in Bali. Imagine how much more there is to see all around the world. That is why I now want you to take your own journeys. Go out and find your own little pocket of beauty. Challenge your perspective and view the world in a different way. You never know where it might take you. Thank you.